Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Steven the Laggy Gamer, and I'm back with another thoughts on video on a game I beat probably over a week ago now, but I really wanted to make sure I got a discussion out for it because it's a fantastic must-own game on the Wii, and that is Dead Space Extraction. Wow, what an amazing on-rail shooter! This game has so much into it that you wouldn't think a rail shooter would have, but amazing game. And this video probably won't take too long to discuss it or anything, so this will probably be a really short one. But yeah, Dead Space Extraction, just awesome. I'm going to sit it here. You probably can't see the case, but don't care. Dead Space Extraction on the Wii. Same guys who brought you Dead Space games. This came out before Dead Space 2, and it was a prequel to the first Dead Space. And if you've seen the movie Dead Space Downfall, see, I thought it had something to do with the movie, and it kind of takes place during the same events of that animated film. Basically, what the story is, you're a group of people unearthed another marker, and the marker, of course, starts making people have hallucinations, going crazy. Bada bing, bada boom, you get your necromorphs from them transforming into them, and that's pretty much how it begins. And the main concept of the story is you're following a group of individuals trying to just escape to safety. They're going for a shuttle first, kind of backfires, and then they want to head to the Ishimura. And then you see the events that unfold from there, from the original Dead Space game, and so on and so forth. And in Dead Space 2, Severed, two of the characters from the game actually are mentioned, and you see later on in that game. I won't mention it because it might be kind of a spoiler for this game, but pretty much that's what it is. You're just trying to survive and get to the Ishimura for safety, and yeah, that's the gist of the story of the game. But where this game really shines is the gameplay, and you wouldn't think it would for being, like I said, just an on-rail shooter. Pretty much what that means is it's just, if you remember old school light gun games where you're just shooting at the screen with your light gun or something, and it's on rails and you can't have no control over it. Except I wouldn't call this one light gun. It's more of, like it said, an on-rail shooter. You're on rails and it's guiding you through levels. But for light gun games, you know, they're pretty responsive. Wherever you aim the gun, that's where you're going to be shooting. When you're controlling with the Wii Remote, or you have an option to use a zapper, Wii Remote and Nunchuck, it's not really accurate. If I want to sit there and aim at the screen with my cursor and shoot, the cursor could be way over here. So that's not really consistent with a light gun game. And I don't know if there was a calibration thing in this game. I couldn't find it. Like I remember in Skyward Sword that you could calibrate your remote if it ever got off center or anything. You just recalibrate it on the center. That would have made this funner if it would have had that. But to use the zapper so it could be like a gun. But I didn't play that way. I actually played with a nunchuck and Wii Remote, just sitting there where I was comfortable, hands down, just relaxing across the screen shooting. But like I said, it's on rails, but it's more you got a little bit of time to kill the enemies and stuff. It's not like you have to be super fast and quick like a light gun game. But you still have to be quick, just not as quick like in a light gun game. But you're on rails, and it'll just guide you through the level. And the game's made up of 10 chapters. It'll guide you through a chapter. And yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. But where it sticks out is with the gameplay mechanics that it carries over from the series. Because you're not just shooting in the game. You have a wide variety of weapons in the game. You have the plasma cutter. You have the force gun. You have the line gun. You have many different weapons to choose from in the game. And they start you off with the default weapon that you will have unlimited ammo for throughout the whole game. So that way you do have a weapon. But there are weapons, like I said, plasma cutter, and you map them to the D-pad on your, or no, I'm sorry, the thumbstick on your nunchuck side. So you can just hit left on the thumbstick, quick change of the weapon, up, down, left, right, and it'll just give you a new weapon. So it's pretty cool how they gave a lot of variety in that sense. There's also many upgrades hidden throughout the levels to upgrade the weapons. And the way you can get those is a carryover from another, from the Dead Space series, is Kinesis, which I believe I remember was mapped to the A button. You'll see ammo crates, just ammo sitting on the ground, health packs. You don't just shoot it like in regular old school light gun games. You actually have to use your Kinesis, and it'll suck it up and bring it to you. There could be like the power-ups. Sometimes they're hidden and you'll only see it for a flash of a second. So when you see it, you better kinesis and grab it or you're going to lose it for the chapter. You're not going to be able to get it back. So I really liked how they brought in the kinesis because you could just grab stuff and fling it at enemies again like normally in the game. But just that added dimension of bringing stuff to you instead of having to shoot it like in old school games was really cool. So I really enjoyed that. And that's how you found like text logs like you would in the game. There's audio logs like there are in original games. So really cool how they were able to blend that in and just it was flawless. And they also were able to bring in stasis, like in the original Dead Space and everything. You can use stasis on enemies to freeze them and slow them down to where they're coming at you and just pick them apart. And I love how they made it. I think you get 3 stasis shots in the games, and you'll have your target reticule on the screen, and you'll see like 3 little dots on the screen letting you know how many stasis shots you have. You shoot one, you'll see it disappear. Over time, it just recharges naturally. So really cool how the stasis was used in the game. There are key moments in it where you have to use it, like in the other ones, to stop a fan or something so you don't get chopped up. So really cool how they brought in all these other elements from the games to really give it a nice variety. And especially with, I really enjoyed like having the weapons there. I never really felt like I was running out of ammo too much. There were times when I was just playing on the normal setting, wasn't playing on hard or anything, but there were times during some fights where bullets started running out pretty quick, and I had to go to that default gun, which isn't the best gun in the game, so like any default weapon. So there are parts in the game where you will have to watch your ammo and everything, but for most of the game, ammo wasn't too bad. But like a lot of times with games, when I know that there are maximum ammo capacities in the guns until you level them up and unlock upgrades for them. I think the plasma cutters had a magazine of 32 rounds, and then the clip would have 7. I forget how it goes, like 7 shots. I don't know, but yeah, it didn't seem like many shots. So most of the time, I'm using the default weapon because I'm wanting to save those shots in case I need them in an emergency situation. And there were times in the game where there were just enemies. There could be 6 enemies on the screen, some of them running at you. 2 of them could be sitting down in the back, just, I forget the kind they were called, but you'll see the tentacles come out of them, they'll start shooting stuff at you. Those will just be sitting in the back shooting at you while you got 3 necromorphs just running at you, trying to get you. The really cool thing in this game, again, you can just shoot the pieces of the necromorphs off. So shoot them in the leg. That'd be my #1 strategy for anyone playing the game. Go for those leg shots first to get them down on the ground crawling, because that'll just slow them down considerably and just make it easier to pick them off. So aim for the legs, not the head. And I really like how that carried over from the series. But what made this game really good and put it far beyond any other type of on-rail shooter was the atmosphere in the game. And you think, how can a on-rail shooter have any type of atmosphere when you're not controlling the character? And that was how it did it. It's because you had that limited control, it made everything much more tense. When you know you have an enemy in your face, you can't run away. It's going to be there till you kill it. Now you do have a move mapped to the nunchuck where you swipe to kind of like a knife attack almost. That can kind of keep things away from you. But most of the time you're forgetting about that and they're in your face and you're trying to shoot, and before you know it you're dead if you're getting hit too many times. But yeah, the moments that it creates with the camera angles and the camera work as you're walking through these dark cramped tunnels with blood leaking down and just nastiness all around you. It just created an awesome environment. You really go into some of these settings where it's really dark, and they'll give you this glowworm that you shake your Wii remote and it'll stay lit up for about a good 30 seconds, but then it'll start to flash and dim, and you'll hear stuff in the background running to you, but you won't see it till it's right there. It does a really good job at just keeping you on your toes and keeping that tension, and it's just so fantastic. Just the environment and everything, that whole atmosphere setting is really what grips you into the game. And it being an on-rail shooter, that is what made it what it was. Because in Dead Space or anything, those are great, fantastic games. I love them. But if someone's coming after me, I can just take a couple step backs, bam, 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 shoot them. Not in this game. I can't take any steps back. I have to sit there and clear the way, or I'm gonna die. So it's really, really cool how they were able to just balance that. No parts that I think were way overpowered where I felt like I was going to get overrun by enemies. I felt like strategically, if I took out the right enemies at the right time, I wouldn't get overwhelmed. So, yeah, I thought they did a great job just with the pacing and everything in that. So, fantastic, fantastic shooter on the Wii. Rail shooter. Loved it. Just fits right in with the Dead Space. The music and everything. It was really fun seeing the Ishimura again and seeing like these spaceships and just how it all just was so memorable the first game, just walking around on it and everything. So fantastic, fantastic stuff. I highly, highly, highly recommend this game, especially if you're a fan of the Dead Space franchise. You got to give this game a try, and it is on the PS3 HD. And I'm tempted just to pick it up again. I don't know if you can download it or if you do have to buy the Dead Space 2 collector's edition to be able to play it, but I loved it. Fantastic story, fantastic characters, and just the atmosphere, the environment, the tension in the game. Loved it. How they carried over everything from the weapons, kinesis, stasis. I loved all that in this game too. So definitely, if you're a fan of the Dead Space franchise, you gotta play this game. And even if you're a fan of just on-rail shooters, this is top notch right here. This is how they're done. This is perfection to me. So give it a try. Don't know how much it is these days. I bought it a year or two ago, just never played it. So highly, highly recommend, as the camera goes out of focus, this game. So I guess that's about it for Dead Space. That was number 4 or 5. I think the 4th game I've completed from Backlog Challenge now. So I think I'm doing pretty good. Sorry to take a sip of the doc. I think I'm doing really good with this backlog so far, and I actually have my 5th game off the backlog challenge completed that I'm going to film right after this. So yeah, that was Dead Space Extraction. I'm going to go ahead and film another one. So you're going to see Fire Department New York shirt 2 times in a row. So that's it for this one. Like Gamer, lagging out.